Welcome to Mr. Chalk's Revision Tips. In this video, we will look at the nerves, the nervous system and synapse. So the nervous system includes the central and peripheral nervous systems. So the sense organs, including eyes, contain receptors that are sensitive to stimuli and respond accordingly. So the nervous system is part of an animal that coordinates its actions by transmitting signals to and from different parts of the body, in particular the brain. So nerves that exit from the cranium are called cranial nerves, while those exiting from the spinal cord are called spinal nerves. So the nervous system allows the body to respond through effectors to changes in the environment detected by receptors. Receptors are groups of specialized cells that can detect changes in this environment, and a change in the environment is called stimuli. The central nervous system in humans consists of the brain and the spinal cord, so when a receptor is stimulated, it sends a message along nerves which eventually go up the spinal cord to the brain. And an effector is the part of the body that produces the response. So something like a muscle squeezing an arm, so you get an arm move, a muscle squeezing a gland, forcing the substance out of it, or in fact a gland which might start releasing a hormone such as insulin into the blood. So neurons are nerve cells that carry information around the body using electrical signals. So sensory neurons carry signals from receptors to the spinal cord and brain. Relay neurons carry messages from one part of the central nervous system to another, and motor neurons carry signals from the central nervous system to effectors. So sense organs have receptors. Receptors detect changes in the environment. So if we look at a word that describes this, it would be stimulus. So which sense organ is sensitive to light? It's the eye. Which two sense organs have receptors sensitive to chemicals? It would be the tongue and nose. And which organ in the body coordinates the information? It would be the brain. So name the two sense organs that a person would use when crossing the road. That would be the eyes and ears. Which sense organs contain receptors that help a person keep their balance? They would be found in the ear. In the nervous system, information passes along cells called a neuron. If we're looking at describing the function of receptors in the skin, so they detect changes in the surroundings and convert these stimuli into electrical impulses which can travel along the nerve cells. So what are the two different types of effectors? Like we just said, it's a muscle and gland. What are the response for each type of effector? So muscle makes the body move, a gland secretes a hormone. Between neurons you find synapses. So where two neurons meet, there is a tiny gap called synapse. So signals cross this gap using chemicals released into it. So the general process that takes place is that an electrical impulse travels along an axon. So this triggers the nerve ending of the neuron to release chemical messages. Right? These chemical messages are called neurotransmitters. These chemicals diffuse across the synapse and bind to receptors on the opposite neuron, and the receptor molecules then send a second nerve impulse down that second neuron. So if we have a quick look at this diagram, so the diagram shows how a nerve impulse passing along a relay neuron causes an impulse to be sent along another neuron. Right, so describe how this passes from one neuron to the next. So the key things that you would need to talk about is the fact that we're releasing a neurotransmitter that moves across the synapse or across the gap. It diffuses across, and then it binds to neuron X, which causes a nerve impulse to occur in it.
Thanks for watching.